Good afternoon. This is Paul Hoyt, CEO of Ascending Harvest, coming to you with our daily Zoomcast live update on the Ascending Harvest project. I'm here with my best buddy, business partner, resident inventor genius, founder of Ascending Harvest, Shane McKenna. We'll say hello to you here in just a second because he's sharing on his Facebook page.
Yeah, I got that done.
You got that done. Cool. Well, say hello to while I share.
Hello, everyone. Really excited to talk to you about today, talk to you about recent updates. I might have a little bit of trouble with my emotional composure because this is just one of those huge milestone days that, I've dreamed of for literally 31 years. And so I'm excited to share that with everyone. And but if I get emotional, that's where it's going to go, because this has been a long journey, and it's really beautiful to go from possibility to inevitability when you've worked so hard on something for so long. And that's where we're at. We're crossing the threshold. We actually crossed the threshold of inevitability a while ago, but it's just getting more and more real every day. And what I have to share today is going to bring that point home. So thank you for joining us.
I am looking forward to that. And in case you listeners out there and watchers haven't figured it out yet, both Shane and I are kind of sensitive, nurturing people. I mean, I feel more comfortable, with playing a harp with a kitty cat on my lap than I do than I do out, playing football or ice hockey or something like that. And I think that makes us very compatible when we work together, and really allows us to open up our hearts to the challenges that people face in developing countries, especially in Africa and refugee camps. When we see pictures of hungry children with distended stomachs and thin arms, I mean, it touches our hearts. And we hope that it touches your hearts too. We try not to play that card very often because we are very excited about the technology that we have created, and the whole business aspect and the opportunity we all have to come together to make a huge impact on this world, even the possibility of ending world hunger. But that card is still there, and it still, is very real to Shane and I. And I hope every once in a while that you open up your heart and you let those pictures of starving children touch you in the same way that they have touched Shane and I.
I want to add to that, Paul, because that's a really good point. We don't talk about we talk about the difficulty, but we don't dwell on trying to paint the imagery of the starving children and the flies in the face and the imagery. We don't spend a lot of time there because we're both solutionists. We spend our time focused on solutions. And I've always felt like, being in the midst of a problem is not where to focus your attention. Focus on the solution and, anchor into that. And so that's where we spend our time. Hey, Paul, I don't know if you can still see me, but you can?
Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear.
Okay, fantastic. It's just on my screen. It's definitely going someplace else. My computer has a mind of its own.
You are still with us. I appreciate that. I don't know if we've talked about this before, Shane, but I often counsel my clients to focus on the solution 95% of the time and the problem 5% of the time. You want to focus on the problem enough so that it causes two things for you. Number one is that you really understand what the problem is so that you can create a solution that really does address the problem. And number two, focus on it enough to where it gives you that extra boost of energy. It gives you that inspiration. It helps open up your passion and the energy and open up all kinds of good things for you. But then focus 95% of your time on envisioning and creating the solution to the problems that are out there.
Yeah,
so I love what you said.
I 100% agree, and I'm glad that, that's where we focus our energy, because, the fact that reality exists, that's real. But the fact that we can create solutions, that's more real. That's something that we, instead of getting bogged down in the minutia of, and it's about what we talked about yesterday, is having that persistence and that tenacity. If you're not focused on the solution, it's easy for the problem to beat you up.
Yeah.
Stay focused on the solution so that the problem is a driving force, but it doesn't beat you up. So anyway.
I love it. Well, today we want to talk to you about a very special opportunity that you have and that we have to really boost our crowdfunding campaign. We have been blessed with a couple of different people who have volunteered to match any contributions that we receive in between now and Sunday. So, you know, a dollar created or dollar contributed today can mean as much as $3 into the crowdfunding campaign because of these generous donors who have volunteered to match your contribution. So if you've given $1 before, or $5 or $10, you know, please come back and give another $1 or $5 or $10 or more, because the money that you put in today will be matched by some generous friends of our campaign. So we really strongly encourage you to do that. And we strongly encourage you to share that news with other people. We're putting out a lot of posts on our Facebook page. Go in, take a look at those, share them with your particular network so that we can pass the word around and leverage this opportunity that we have to the most that possible to do so.
So I want to just give you a little bit of update, Paul.
Yeah.
So one of our donors had $1,000 cap on their matching, and we have met that $1,000.
Oh, cool.
We've exceeded the $1,000. This afternoon, we pushed over the $1,000 from the time that they offered to match. So they are actually going to be, I gave them a call and informed them that their wallet was going to be $1,000 lighter. And they were delighted. They were absolutely delighted. I'm sure they don't mind me sharing the name of our donors on our live cast here. It's Dennis and Lynn Dean. They a few days ago, they said, Shane, let's kick this thing into gear. Let everybody know that we're going to match any donations up. We'll match donations up to $1,000. If you can bring in $1,000, we'll match it. And so we passed that point this afternoon. And so that's an extra $1,000 that is going to help people like the folks that I'm going to introduce you to a little bit later in this Zoomcast. But we still do have one other matching donor, so your donation between now and Sunday will be doubled because it'll be matched by another donor. So they have not put a cap on that. So, but after they see how much we've been able to raise recently, they may. So
well, let's quickly pop that up to like $15,000 or $20,000 or $100,000, you know, before they catch on.
Yeah, let's beg for forgiveness rather than ask for permission.
There, I love that. I love that. Well, we'll talk more about that when we close up our recording today. But today we want to talk about working with African Charities. And I'm going to talk for just a minute and allow my brother Shane to take a few deep breaths, because this is a very emotional subject for him, and especially when you hear the story that he has to share with you today about the meetings he had this very day with African Charities. And I'm sure that that's going to touch your heart in the same way that it has touched mine. But from a pure business point of view, we know how difficult it is to get these products, these human-powered hydroponic systems, in the hands of the families who need them the most. We know that really the only way to do that practically is to work through existing aid organizations who have already conquered the infrastructure problems and the political problems necessary to give the aid to the people they want to support. And we can get our systems into the hands of those families through those existing aid organizations. So we have been working for a long time to get the names of dozens of aid organizations and reach out to many of them to talk to them about the possibility of working with them. And they're all very excited about the possibility because, you know, they have a deep passion for serving their people. In many cases, the aid organizations, you know, have counterparts, in-country counterparts, and people in the United States working hand in hand who might be members of the same family, and they are very passionate, very well connected. They understand the problems. They understand how to get these systems into the hands of those people, and that's why we're doing that, because it can take years, maybe even decades, to establish the distribution channels. We don't see any reason to delay by doing that ourselves. We want to work through our partners to make that happen. So Shane, my brother, had an opportunity to meet with one of those organizations today, and that's what he's going to share with you now. Shane, take it away, brother.
Yeah. So, Paul, I can't see my screen. Yep. I can see my screen on my other laptop, but if you go to Ascending Harvest, if you want to share your screen and go to Ascending Harvest, you can pull up a couple of photographs that I posted on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And these photographs, one of them is with a gentleman named Ode. He's a Maasai warrior from Kenya. And that is he and I posing together. And then the other picture is the team of Harambee for Kenya. And so they are a humanitarian organization, and they are building a sustainable village in Kenya. And we are really excited to work with them because they want to do a full integration of our product. They want to do they want our product systems in the schools so that they can be used for STEM education, so that the students can learn about biology and learn math through practical application and learn physics through the fluid dynamics and the capillary action of the intelligent grow media. And, you know, there's a lot of science packed into one of these systems. As I've mentioned before, we are hoping to receive as many as 6 utility patents on the system. So there's a lot of new technology in here, and there's some valuable things that students can learn from our system. But they want to integrate them into their farmers too, because there's certain challenges that their farmers face that our systems give their farmers an opportunity to do some things, to grow some things differently than the way they're growing them now. So they're also excited about the purely commercial farming aspect. But one of the areas that they have the greatest need in their community is they have a community of widows. And in Kenya, the men own the land, and when a woman loses her husband, she also loses her land. She also loses the wealth that was supporting her. So, you know, and that's a socioeconomic condition of Kenya, and we're not going to change that. But we can support people who are subject to it. We can support people who find themselves in the situation of struggling because their source of income, they've lost it due to the death of a spouse. And while that might not be something that we can relate to very well, we can absolutely be a solution, a part of a solution for those widows. And so I'm really excited to support these women who find themselves in this circumstance, who we're going to be able to give them a way to not only supply some extra food for themselves, but to have a little bit of economic leverage in the community by growing produce and trading for what they need or selling that produce. So I am absolutely not only on board, but 100%. And, you know, if I have to strap systems on my back and swim to Africa to get them there, that's what's going to happen. We're going to get systems to Africa, to organizations like Harambee, who are doing so much in their community to build security and sustainability and a future. And that's what we're asking you to help us with. Go to our crowdfunding page. If you don't know where it's at, just Google Indiegogo and Ascending Harvest. You'll find our page. Donate $1, donate $5, donate a system for $40, feed a family for $160, feed a community for $1,600. We'd love to have your support, and of course, we'd love to have you share. And as a token of the gratitude for the value that we're bringing to their project, Ode gave me this necklace today. And the significance of this for me is I have dreamed of supporting people in Africa by empowering them for so many years, and we're crossing that threshold of possibility to inevitability by building these ties. And Harambe is by no means the only charity that we're talking to and working with, but they are an important charity to us. They're now part of the Ascending Harvest family, and we will support them like family.
That is well said, and that touches my heart too. That's a beautiful, beautiful necklace. And what a touching moment it must have been for him to take the necklace off of his own body and put it around your neck and make you kind of an honorary Maasai warrior, you know, fighting with him to help support the people who really need their support the most in his native country. That's very, very cool. Very cool. I love that.
A very touching moment. Absolutely.
You know, and we want to share that touching moment with you as well. We want you to be a part of our community. We want you to contribute to the campaign. We want you to feel that, you know, incredible sense of contribution that comes from helping somebody in need, that comes from giving somebody a hand up, you know, to help them up out of their situation, to not just, you know, feed somebody for a day, but rather feed them for many years to come with one of these systems. So we invite you to go to our crowdfunding campaign. As Shane said earlier, just search for Indiegogo Ascending Harvest and you'll find it right away. And contribute $1 or $5 or $10. If we can hit $100,000, maybe that generous donor will also put in $100,000 in between now and Sunday. Wouldn't that be very cool? And then you'll get the opportunity to say, man, I helped make that happen. I'm a part of that team. My team is winning this game. And that's what we really want. We want to share that wonderful experience with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be unremarkable for us to hit 10,000 with matching to get to a total of 10,000 in our campaign by Sunday evening with the matching dollars. But wouldn't it be nice if we could well exceed that? So please, let's shoot for the stars and at least hit the moon.
Amen. And I'm going to throw out one more request for you. If you are in some way personally connected to somebody that is a member of an African charity organization who has, you know, feet on the street, boots on the ground in Africa, and that can help us distribute these systems, you know, reach out to Shane or Paul and let us know. We're real easy to find. You can post a message to us on our Facebook page, or our emails are just shane@ascendingharvest.com or paul@ascendingharvest.com. You know, send them to me because I want to filter Shane from all that stuff as much as possible. And we'll reach out to them, and we really do appreciate those personal connections because our intention, you know, is to start producing 1,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month, even 1 million systems a month to get out into the hands of people who need them the most. There are 1 billion hungry people in the world today. We could put out 1 million systems a month for 1,000 months, you know, for nearly 10 years before everybody who really needed a system had a system. And ideally, I think every person would have 2 or 3 or 4 systems so they could have a variety of vegetables to choose from, and you could, you know, have some sort of cycling of the growing seasons, etc. So there is a huge, huge opportunity here for us to make a significant impact in the world, and we need your help to do that. So contribute today, see your contribution doubled or more with the matching donations, and be a member of this winning team. We really would appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for everybody who's been generous so far, and and we've had other people who've offered to contribute, and we know you get busy, and things slip your mind, and and you forget. Just take a minute. It really only takes 2 minutes to make a donation. Less if you've already donated or purchased a crowdfunding item from Indiegogo.
Yep.
It really doesn't take very long at all. It's really easy to find our page. The perks are right there, or you can just support the campaign, push that button, and donate any amount you want. We are thrilled with a $1 donation, absolutely thrilled, because the quantity, the volume of total donations, and the quantity of donors is both important to the opportunity to get featured by Indiegogo, for them to say, hey, these guys have got something going here and we want to share it with our community. If we get featured by Indiegogo, that email and the eyeballs on our project is going to go from tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, to millions of people. So
yeah.
If we can get those eyeballs, your donation today could get those eyeballs tomorrow, which would really make a huge impact. And imagine all the people that we could service, that you could service with your donation today, all the people that you could service, if you can get us to a point that Indiegogo recognizes the validity of this campaign and starts to feature it. That would be massive.
Amen. And we would like to give you a human-powered hydroponics system too. We give one away every single day. Today is the 33rd of our Zoom casts that we're doing. We've given away 32 previously, and today we get to give another one away. The way we do that is Shane picks a number between 1 and 10,000, gives it to me. I plug it into my little spreadsheet, and out pops the winner. Shane, what's the magic number for today?
I'm a little bit behind the curve here. I'm just typing in the 1 to 10,000 now, and I'm going to push generate. The number is 8632. I have no idea if you can see that, but it's 8632.
8632, and the person whose random number is the closest to 8632, and it's not really all that close. 8632, oh wait, here we go, is Yuri Larange. Yuri Larange is the wife of Bruce Larange, who is one of our favorite sponsors. Shane's longtime client, created a little product called O2 Today, which is a marvelous air filter, especially great for urban environments and any environment where you really need to protect yourself by filtering the air that you breathe. So congratulations, Yuri. You are a winner of a human-powered hydroponic system. We will send one to you when we get into mass manufacturing, now expected at the end of Q1 2019. And you are welcome to take that and put it out on your balcony and use it where you don't have any electricity, but have a little sunshine and a little air and a little water. And or you can donate it to a family in need at that particular time. So congratulations, Yuri. We'd love for you to have the opportunity to win one as well. Please go to our Indiegogo campaign. Another way to get there, by the way, is tinyurl.com/ascendingharvest. One of our contributors the other day said, Paul, you really ought to have a QR code and you ought to have a tiny URL, so here you go. So he created one. It's like tinyurl.com/ascendingharvest will get you right to our campaign page as well. Give us $1, give us 5, give us 10, see it doubled in between now and the end of Sunday, which is the 30th, I believe. So I think that's all for me today.
Yeah.
We've asked for a few things just to kind of tie up. Number one is, please contribute today and share with your folks. If you have any connections to any African charities, personal connections that we can leverage, we'd love to have those as well. Shane, take us
Yeah,
out, brother.
clarifying point, Bruce is not my client. We are colleagues.
Oh,
He's working on products that provide clean air. So, we're in the same space. I'm working on clean water and food production, and he's working on clean air. So,
oh,
you need air, water, and food. Those are some of the essential elements of life. So I love what Bruce is doing. Go check out O2 today. If you want the finest breathing mask in the world, get an O2 Today mask. They are hands down the best that we've ever used. And if you want to extend your life, breathe cleaner air. And Bruce can help you with that.
I think we're done.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you on Monday. Tune in Monday when we'll have another wonderful conversation, and we'll talk about how successful the last 2 days have been in elevating the dollars that you have contributed to us. Thanks so much for being part of our community and our family. Thanks for sharing. We'll talk to you then.
All right. Bye-bye.